Hollywood is in absolute panic right now. Mel Gibson just dropped a terrifying final warning, and honestly, the entire industry is shaking. What he revealed about the Epstein files and Hollywood elites is about to blow your mind, and trust me, you need to hear this.
Look, over the past few days, we've seen an avalanche of shocking stories flood the internet. First, the Diddy documentary exposed his entire inner circle. Then, the Epstein files we've all been waiting for finally dropped. But here's the thing, what Mel Gibson just revealed ties everything together in the most disturbing way possible. Get this, those Epstein files were supposed to be fully redacted, with black lines covering all the sensitive information, right? Well, internet detectives uncovered something wild. You could literally copy, paste, and read the hidden text. Yeah, the censorship failed, big time. And now, the truth is spreading like wildfire across every platform.
I thought this was supposed to be the most advanced security system on the planet.
But that's just the beginning. In this video, you're going to uncover Mel Gibson's terrifying warning about what's really happening behind closed doors in Hollywood. We're talking about shocking connections between the Epstein files and the entertainment industry. You'll see why powerful elites are desperately scrambling to silence the truth. Also examine the disturbing pattern that people like Corey Feldman and Cat Williams have been warning us about for years. So stick around, because this gets wild. Let me take you back for a moment. Mel Gibson has been exposing Hollywood since he was a young talent in the industry. He saw things he couldn't explain, things that genuinely shocked him. Dark secrets were hiding behind that glamorous Hollywood facade. And yeah, after he started speaking out, Hollywood basically blacklisted him. But we'll get to that. Listen to what Mel said years ago.
This is a bizarre place, and it doesn't take very long. And I'm sure you've experienced this if you've stayed here for any length of time. You come in, you're fresh from the outside, you're off the boat from the farm, still got shit on your shoes. You're in here, people are charmed by that you've still got shit on your shoes. They're charmed by the fresh approach you bring to it, and that's a real thing. But they're also stroking the shit out of you, licking you all over. And that's kind of good for you too.
It's great.
But it doesn't take very long before you realize, or before it gets to you. It's cascading on you all the time. You can't get away from certain attitudes, from certain modes of behavior that this town and the industry dictate. And no matter how strong you are, when you come in off the farm with those convictions and a certain line of attack, no matter how strong you are going to be affected by this place. It's going to divert you from where you were going.
Sure.
You're going to be diverted. When I came over here, I was in my mid-20s.
Right.
The first time I really came over here. I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be. Because a whole place can't be like, weird town, where the stranger wanders in and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them and they tell you don't go into the house on the hill. And it's like that. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like, could it? And then you find out later on the track that you were exactly on track with a lot of this stuff. Not specifically on track, but that you could, that some of your worst nightmares were real at the time, and you think, now this is what I mean by actually starting to swim up or downstream with the rest of the salmon, eventually, if you stay here long enough.
Yeah.
You'll find yourself doing that. And you have to, there's a way of doing it without doing it. That takes time. And it takes relaxation.
Not being uncomfortable about...
Not being uncomfortable. Realizing it for what it is.
Projecting.
Understanding what it is. Once you understand it, well, then you're not afraid of it anymore, so you can just walk around it, through it, and then get on with what you tried to get on with in the first place. A place like this can humiliate you. And it can humiliate you, it can be humbling. I mean, it does rip your life to pieces.
Does it?
If you'll let it.
Yeah.
And it's always pounding at the walls. These little guys, these little heathens with no soul downstairs with horns on their head with a battering ram trying to beat your walls in.
Yeah.
But that's your own devils,
Yeah. I mean, as a matter of interest, do you think it's easier because you're an outsider who came in?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it was glaring to me because I was an outsider who came in. But who isn't an outsider?
This footage may be old, but it hits differently now. He described Hollywood as a bizarre place that doesn't take long to corrupt you. When you first arrive, you're fresh, still with dirt on your shoes, and people are drawn to your originality. But from day one, they're also manipulating you, praising you, making you feel special, treating you like the next big thing. At first, it feels good. Then the industry's toxic mindset slowly takes over, pulling you off your path no matter how strong your values are. When Mel came to Hollywood in his mid-20s, he sensed something was wrong. Things were happening that no one explained, and the town felt like a creepy horror movie setting. At first, he thought he was just being paranoid. Later, he realized his fears were real. Some of his worst nightmares about Hollywood had come true.
I had a gut full of the whole industry. I mean, it's a very strange place, Hollywood. But it's an odd place. And you imagine all these horror stories there that you think, boy, it seems as if I'm being sacrificed over here. No, that couldn't be true. And then you realize that it is true. And you have to, I just left for a while and took a couple of years off, bought a place down in Australia and started digging holes and putting up fences and birthing cattle and all this kind of stuff. And it was fun, you know, it was fun. It was great, and it was a good breather.
Yeah, and then of course the comeback, what a comeback, Lethal Weapon. It wasn't bad, was it?
It was all right.
He said he'd had enough of the industry, calling Hollywood a strange and unsettling place. At first, you think the horror stories can't be real, until you realize they are. That's when he knew he had to leave. He stepped away for a few years, moved to Australia, and lived a simple farm life, helping cattle and working the land to escape the madness and reconnect with reality. Now, about the newly released Epstein files. They reveal deeper ties between Epstein and powerful figures, including Bill Clinton, with photos, flight records, and testimony contradicting years of denials. The files also include previously unseen photos of major celebrities at Epstein's properties, showing how deeply he was connected to the elite. While most aren't accused of crimes, the scale of his network is disturbing. Even more troubling, parts of the files were quickly removed or heavily redacted, raising serious questions about who is being protected and what's still being hidden.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Our future is our children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
Mel Gibson shared a powerful warning about Hollywood's dark side, calling human trafficking, especially of children, one of the most disturbing crimes in the world today. He said awareness is the first step to stopping it and urged people to watch Sound of Freedom. The film exposed the realities of child trafficking and had Mel Gibson's full support, yet major streaming platforms refused to promote it. Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon all stayed silent. Even Disney, which originally owned the movie, suddenly scrapped it despite its strong cast and important message. That silence raised serious questions. Many believe the film was buried to prevent global attention and protect powerful elites who benefit from keeping the truth hidden.
Propaganda in Hollywood movies is built into the ingredients list. It's like if you want flour, you need you're gonna have to get the meat. And if you want to be able to make movies about certain subjects, you have to be willing to work with some people. And you know, it'd be nice if you made it so that this is what we're trying to accomplish, and this is showing the negative side of this other society, and this is and this is our hero. Is our hero who's going to go do America's bidding and go over there, and you're like, okay. And those movies are successful, and so they continue this relationship, and you become a bit of a propaganda arm for the government, and in turn they don't with you.
Right, but that's what makes information so powerful is, you know, you don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about does following the ritual work. Yeah. And so you can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear. So like when I be like, oh, these guys are wearing dresses, and everybody's like, oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses. No, it's not.
That is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is.
This part shows how deep the manipulation goes. Cat Williams and Joe Rogan discussed Hollywood's so-called humiliation rituals, and suddenly a lot starts to make sense. Rogan explained that Hollywood movies are built on propaganda. You play along, work with certain people, and in return, you're allowed to succeed. Cat Williams took it further, saying it's not about how the ritual feels, but whether it works. He pointed out that nearly every male comedian or actor who wore a dress on screen saw their career explode afterward. It's a pattern, not a coincidence. Then there's something else that's strange. Nearly everyone seemed connected to Epstein, except Diddy, and everyone went to Diddy's parties, except Epstein. Their worlds never overlapped, and that separation raises some very uncomfortable questions.
I'll tell you that the number one problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be. That's the biggest problem for children in this industry.
The casting couch even applies to children.
Oh yeah, not in the same way. It's all done under the radar.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh yeah. I was surrounded by them when I was 14 years old. Surrounded, literally. Didn't even know it. It wasn't until I was old enough to realize what they were and what they wanted and what they were about and the types of people that were surrounding me till I went, oh my God, they were everywhere like vultures.
Vultures who Feldman says abused him and his best friend, the late child actor Corey Haim, his co-star in The Lost Boys.
Well, what happens if my mom is dating the head vampire?
Feldman says the trauma of that contributed to Haim's death.
There's one person to blame in the death of Corey Haim, and that person happens to be a Hollywood mogul. And that person needs to be exposed, but unfortunately I can't be the one to do it. But the person that knows who did it and knows who he is watching right now, I guarantee you. Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yeah. There was a circle of older men in the entertainment industry.
Feldman won't name names.
This is the heaviest part of the story. Corey Feldman has warned for decades about the abuse of children in Hollywood. He says that trauma played a role in the death of his best friend and co-star, Corey Haim. Feldman has stated that powerful figures in the industry protected predators and that one Hollywood mogul was responsible, but legal risks have kept him from naming everyone involved. In 2020, Feldman did name one person, Marty Weiss, a former talent manager later convicted as a sex offender. Feldman also made allegations involving Charlie Sheen, describing how abuse was normalized so deeply that young actors didn't even realize it was wrong. Now, with the Epstein files coming out, Hollywood appears to be in panic mode. Long-buried secrets about child actors, abuse, and decades of cover UPS are surfacing. Mel Gibson warned about this years ago, and Cat Williams predicted the truth would come out. In 2025, those dots are finally connecting. The pattern is clear: abuse, silence, and protection of the powerful, but the dam is breaking, and the truth no longer seems stoppable.